Happy Sunday, good morning. We are currently in Bermondsey on a little date, and I thought I'd take you along and do a little Q&A on all things brown, dating, relationships and marriage. I asked for questions on Instagram. I got more than 100, so thank you so much. We'll try to answer as many as possible. I've got my husband here with me today.
Hello.
And yeah.
First question is, how did we meet?
We met at university. We met during Freshers' Fair. I was looking for Malayali Society and I couldn't find it, so I found the next best thing, which is Tamil Society. And this beautiful face was standing there by the booth. And it was, I don't really believe in love at first sight, but attraction at first sight.
Was there not?
You convinced me to join Tamil Society.
You came to the society events. You asked me what dance competitions there are.
Shows.
Shows.
Yeah.
That you can perform at. And so there happened to be one.
So he told me about auditions, and we both ended up going to auditions together. But low-key, that was just an excuse to spend like some time together.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was never gonna do that, take part in that dance show that year, but because she asked, I had to take her to auditions.
Thank you.
Common courtesy, right? I had to take a fellow friend to an audition.
Yeah, and then we had rehearsals every day.
Yeah.
We both made it into the teams, and then we ended up seeing each other every day for rehearsals. So we'd like go to the library together and then go to rehearsal straight after. Library, studying. So I feel like, rehearsals, all of that was just an excuse to like get to know each other better. And yeah, one thing led to another. I think from day one we knew that we were into each other. It was never like, oh, let's be friends.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the top tips for maintaining a long relationship?
You always need to remember that it's you guys as a team versus the problem. It should never be me versus you. Ultimately, we chose to be with each other, therefore it's always us versus the problem. And yeah, I should always be able to like talk to you about it.
To add to that, I'd say to want to improve yourself, we're not going to be 100% compatible to each other. You need to want to self-reflect and improve.
Someone said you should view your relationship a little bit like a career. If you've been in a job for like 5 years, you're not going to be like, okay, this is me done. This is good enough. You're always going to be thinking about the next promotion, the next pay review, whatever. And the same applies for your relationship. You should always be thinking of like, how can we improve this even more? Oh, I really like the thing that we do. Like we check in with each other. We'll be like, how happy are you with this relationship? Are you happy with me? What can I do to make you happier? What can I do to be a better wife to you? Like, I think that like humbleness to always want to work on the relationship.
Basically, the point is, even if we're married now, it doesn't mean we suddenly become complacent in knowing that, okay, I've got her now, like, we're married and I don't need to do anything else, I can be lazy. Drop your egos. In a relationship, there should be no ego.
Just prioritize each other above everything else. Especially if you're married, your spouse should be your utmost biggest priority above your family. Like, that might be controversial, but I don't think it is. Like, when husband and wife, like, they become one, they leave their household, they become one unit of their own. You guys are the core unit. Don't put anything else above you guys. Like, if something's not good for the relationship, it has to be dealt with. Like, the relationship shouldn't be taking the hits, basically. Next question. Are you guys in an interreligious marriage?
Yeah,
Yes.
boy.
This is like the most number one asked question. If so, how did you navigate families' opinions on religious, cultural differences? It was really freaking hard. I think the first couple of years of our relationship, we were constantly like, we were trying our best to put all of those worries for later and being like, let's just get to know each other as individuals. And if that's all good, then we can move on to like, how are we going to tackle families? But at the same time, like, it was really tough for those 2 years. And then the next couple of years were tough again because we were trying to bring family into the picture. And then we knew that it was going to be a really tough battle. So our approach was to like, make sure that we both have like a really strong foundation. Our parents and family will have a lot of questions, and that could make us feel unsure about the relationship if we don't have a strong foundation.
We had discussed the topics properly between the two of us so that we had it figured out as much as possible.
Like, how are you going to raise your kids? How are you going to communicate with your in-law families if you don't speak the same languages? Like, you know, what are people going to say? So I think we had to find answers for all of that between the two of us.
So that when the other people come and question us, i.e. parents and family and whoever else, we would know what to say.
It wasn't easy. We say it as if it's like, oh, you know, if you do this and then you do this and you have a good foundation, then it'll all be fine. No, like that definitely wasn't the case. It was really freaking hard, which is kind of why, like, you need to know if it's worth it. You need to know if that relationship that you have really is the one. Do you believe in it? Do you really see yourself being with this person? And if so, get ready for a freaking hard battle. But also, like, I think we have a lot of understanding for our families because they grew up in a different generation. They grew up in a generation where all they know to think about compatibility is like, yeah, are you from the same religion, the same social class, the same, I don't know, do you speak the same language, all of that kind of stuff, right? They've never been taught things like love language, how do you fight in a healthy manner, how do you feel respected by your partner, like these things. They don't know it. It's so foreign to them. So when we first told them about us, of course they were like, you guys are not compatible. What do you mean? I think it's also a matter of like, having understanding for your parents, not thinking that, okay, they just, you know, want to prevent you from being happy. Like, they just don't know any better either. So just having grace for each other, hoping that your parents have understanding for you guys as well. But if they're not understanding about it, if they're being really adamant, then I think you need to make a decision. Like, are you going to fight for this relationship or not? Because there's plenty of couples that don't go for it because the battle is a bit too hard.
Yeah, it's a case of whether you want it enough or not.
Yeah.
So you need to want it first, and then parents can always be convinced.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, parents just want the best for you, so they might be protective of their child, so they want to question things just because of them trying to make sure their kid is entering a safe and healthy relationship.
But I have also heard really bad stories of where parents completely cut ties with their children for choosing a partner that they didn't approve of.
Yeah.
So I guess like, I don't know. I think we both are blessed with parents who are so loving. We knew that despite it being really challenging, they're going to eventually come around. Yeah. It's a hard couple of years, but it's so going to be worth it. But of course, if you've got parents who are not like that, then maybe that's a decision you have to make. Like, I don't know. Is it worth it for you to go through it? What do you care about more? Your happiness with this person or your family's happiness in the long run?
The thing is, whatever type of relationship you enter, family members are always going to have something to say about something. It doesn't even have to be about religion. It can be something completely different. We
prioritized each other and our relationship so much to the point when even when family was, you know, questioning us, like we felt very strongly. I guess we believed that it was going to work out, that despite all the other incompatibilities according to our parents, we just knew that it would still be fine. That brings us nicely to the next question, which is just advice on being in a intercultural, interreligious relationship.
One thing that helps for sure is trying to learn about the other person's faith, trying to put effort into understanding their beliefs and their faith and where that stands. If you love your partner, then you want to learn about their beliefs, their ways of thinking. And then you grow as well as a person. There's no right or wrong. There's no harm in learning about different beliefs.
For context, I'm Christian, you're Hindu. I think it helps maybe that your family is also not like very strict with like Hindu practices, and therefore that we don't have that many clashes between like what we believe in. At the end of the day, we both believe in God. Our values still align. I kind of maybe like the way that we get there is different. Because I think I practice my faith a little bit more. I just tried to pray about it, honestly. I just tried to, you know, I try to bring God into like every aspect of my life. So I spent a long time in the beginning of a relationship just praying about like whether this is what God wanted for me. And that's how I reached my answer. But that, you know, I don't think there's like a mathematical equation where you can be like 1 + 2 is yes, I can be in this relationship. You probably have to like pray about it and see where you land with that. Ready for the next question, guys? We just finished lunch. Moving on to everything to do with parents. So,
how to tell and or convince your parents about your relationship?
Tough one.
Solungo.
I think you just have to get over your fear and do it. There's no like right moment. Maybe there is. Choose the right moment. Choose a time when they're like in a good, happy mood. And then just break the news, because there's no way to get around it, I guess. For our parents, like, they knew from the start that like we were in each other's lives. They probably didn't fully realize like how committed we were to each other, but it wasn't a secret per se. I would be like, oh, I'm going to meet my friend Katham. So I think they like suspected. I think like I told my mom that, oh, there's this really cute guy. But again, it depends on like the relationship you have with your parents. Some people may not talk about any of this kind of stuff with their parents, right?
Yeah, and I fall under that category.
Okay, so how did you do it?
Nah, as in, okay, yeah, I don't speak about these kind of topics to my parents, but I still slowly introduce the idea of you or your presence to them.
I guess that you could also like slowly introduce the topic. Like if your family is not the type of family to talk about these things, you could even like ask them stuff like, oh, so how do you guys imagine me? How do you picture me finding my person? Or what do you think of me having a boyfriend? What would you do if I hypothetically wanted to introduce you to someone? What would you think? Like, so I think maybe like in preparation for the big grand reveal, like you can slowly like just drop
Bring
these
up
little
hypothetical questions.
Yeah.
And then I think after the second hypothetical question, they'll figure out that something's coming their way.
Yeah. It's not easy though. I think like you just have to do it. It'll be awkward for sure. And I guess like maybe like think about what kind of questions they might ask you so that you have your answers ready, just to show them that like this is not some random thing out of the blue. Like you've thought about this, you're trying to be responsible. You've thought about your future together. How to manage parents' expectations and boundaries while dating and in marriage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say anything controversial. I think this relates to what I said earlier, like.
Priority.
Yeah, your relationship hopefully should be your priority, which means that your parents will have to become second priority. And I don't think that should be taboo. I think, like, for example, your parents should be prioritizing each other. They should be each other's first priority, So in the same way, you want to prioritize your man, your woman. So if there's something that's, affecting the relationship because of the parents getting too involved, I think it's on us as children to like set the boundary as kindly as possible, but also like early. And I kind of like it when like if it's to do with my family, then I'll take on that responsibility to have that conversation, and if it's to do with your family, then you take on the responsibility to have that conversation. I would never want to like have confrontational conversations with your family, because that's, I don't know.
Yeah, you're the spokesperson for your family, and then vice versa.
Yes.
Yeah, so the next question is, did you travel together before marriage, and how did you convince your parents?
We did travel together. Our families knew about it. They were not entirely happy with it, or like they would have probably chosen for us not to. But at the end of the day, we still kind of went ahead with it.
Time is scarce. We've really enjoyed our time traveling before marriage as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we hadn't done that, then because time is so scarce, we would have missed out on a lot of experiences and fun and adventure that we wouldn't have done otherwise.
You're gonna upset your parents in life, like it will happen. Hi, this is Editing Bluinse jumping in because past Bluinse is clearly struggling to make her point. What I'm trying to say here is it is okay to have a different opinion to your parents or to disagree with your parents in these circumstances. We as brown kids are taught to obey our elders no matter what, and that's not always a good thing because we're raising a generation of kids who don't know how to think critically for themselves. So your parents have taught you as best as they can to differentiate good from bad. Your duty now as an adult is to use that knowledge and apply it to your life. You are allowed to make your own decisions, and sometimes your parents won't agree with them, but in an ideal parenting situation, they should allow you to have the freedom to make your own decisions and respect you for the individual adult that you are. But of course, in our brown context, parents struggle with that. Do take their advice seriously because they may have a point. For example, if they're telling you, don't be with this person because they don't treat you well, that's quite a valid point, hopefully. So definitely think about whether you're just blinded by love and whether they do have a point here. Or decide if you disagree with them. And if you do disagree with them, are you going to choose to do what you want? And if so, that means having difficult conversations with your parents. Or are you going to back out and decide not to go through with what you want because it's just easier not to have conflict with them? I think it'll depend on your personality and character, which route you end up going for.
What's that quote that, not ask for permission?
We have a specific friend who says, ask for forgiveness, not for permission. Wait, guys, we don't want to be like a bad influence. Yeah, like this is totally your life, your decisions. If you care more about keeping family happy, that is so valid. You do you.
Nah, but they're still happy now. Now that, like, this is just our take on it. Like, we went and did it.
Yeah.
At the time, they may not have been that happy about it. But that's just, again, their protectiveness as parents.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward a couple of years, they're completely fine with it. Because now we're married and we're fine. So it's just a parental worry.
All right, let's wrap up with like 2 more light questions. One is, how do you maintain your individuality?
Yeah, so this one's a bit of an interesting one. When friends come up to us to ask how's marriage life going, there's always a bit of like a negative tone to the question, in the sense that they assume like, okay, you don't have time to do the things that you want to do anymore. Like, from a boy's perspective, there's no time to go chill with the boys, play football, do whatever you want to do. But I don't think it has to be that way at all, and it hasn't been for us. I think we made sure that we make time to do our own things. So you do your own hobby, as vlogging, for example, and all your things, and then vice versa, same for me. Make sure there's time for me to chill with my friends, do my own thing. So there's no reason at all why we should give up on our individuality just because now we're married. Like, I don't think anything changes.
I 100% agree with you. I think there's no need to feel like marriage is like a settling down and that's it. You have no more time to do your own thing. I hate when people think that just because we're married, it means that we come as a package deal. Like, I'm still Bluinse and you're still Cheltenham. Like, you have your own interests, your hobbies, and that's actually a good thing. So yeah, I think it's good to maintain your own individual lives.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, imagine someone's listening inside. We've come to our last question of the day. Yeah?
Yeah.
And it is, how do you keep the spark alive? Tell me, madam.
I think you just have to keep putting effort in. It's like such an obvious answer, but you need to treat each other as if it's still your first year of your relationship. You need to plan dates every so frequently. You need to, I don't know, like make all the mundane things at home like more romantic as well. Be quite intentional about spending time with each other.
The problem is, if you don't put effort in, we'll end up becoming roommates, and no one wants that.
Yeah. Love each other quite aggressively. You know, there's 5 love languages, right? And even if only 2 of them are your love language, learn the other 3 as well. Like, shower your person in love. Like, tell them how amazing they look. Even if it's like 10 years into your relationship, be like, damn, you look so fine today. Tell them you miss them, you love them. If something reminds you of them, buy it for them. If there's their favorite chocolate, get it for them. Yeah.
It's basically saying I should be doing all of this.
Yes. Hey, Snickers wine to that. Like, don't think of your love as something cringe, especially as brown people. Like, I think people think relationships and like being lovey-dovey is not cool.
PDA.
Yeah, people hate PDA.
I hate PDA.
But I love PDA. So just express your love.
Yeah.
Make your partner feel loved every day. Like, I ask him every now and then, like, do you feel loved? Just because I need to make sure.
No, you ask me, do you love me?
Oh.
I think it's about being intentional with your
Yes.
love and actively putting effort in.
Yeah.
So that we don't become complacent. And you can make it into a fun activity, like checking in every quarter to see if we're doing good.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's like progress review.
Yeah, okay. So there's a couple coming here. We're going to ask them on their thoughts. Okay, so they just walked off. So we're going to wrap it up there. Anything else we've missed out on? Or?
I don't know. Apologies if we haven't expressed ourselves concisely enough. We tried. And thank you so much for the 111 questions that I got on Instagram.
We answered about, 5 of them?
Yeah, I tried my best to group them into topics. Maybe we'll do a part 2 another day. My battery is at 1%, so that was great timing.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Cow and Q signing out.